Well, namaste, beautiful ladies. This is Miss Vivajoy, and my passion is to help women blossom in all areas of their life. So if you are struggling with your health, your relationships, your finances, or any other particular issue, know that there is a solution for you. I have written a book for women over 40 who are worried about aging, worried about losing their energy, and want to know how to look and feel amazing in the second part of their life. In this powerful guide, 7 Keys to Rejuvenate, I give you all the tools you need to reverse aging naturally. You see how you nourish your body, your mind, and your soul reflects on how you look on the outside. Your thoughts, your relationship, and how you take care of your brain and your body will impact how you will feel and how you will look as you age. So in one of the keys to rejuvenate, I talk about the importance of reclaiming your inner power. And today I would like to present to you my very special guest who is going to help us reclaim that inner power. Her name is Robyn McTague, and she's a master holistic healer. She has experienced both breast cancer and hepatitis C, among other challenges in her life, and she has been able to heal and move forward. Her mission now is to assist others in their healing journeys in a safe, practical, and gentle way, helping them to increase their vibration and create a life of choice and freedom. Robyn is trained in a multitude of disciplines from psychology, business, energy and healing systems, and conflict resolution. Today I'm going to visit Robyn, and she's going to show us how to reclaim our inner power and stay healthy, vibrant, and glowing forever. Well, Robyn, thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure, and it's an honor to come here because this is also where I've done some healing sessions with you. So it's a special place for me. So thank you for taking out of your very busy time to do this interview with us.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome too. I really want people to learn to know you. And one of the main things that I would describe you as you do describe yourself, is that you are a master holistic healer. So could you tell us a bit more about how you got to become that?
Sure. Well, I think it started right from a very young age. I just was kind of one of those kids that was very curious and difficult childhood, but at the same time there was a part of me that knew that my spirit was there taking care of me.
Yeah.
And one of the examples I'll never forget is my mom actually was not very well when I was growing up, and she was in hospital for a whole year.
Wow.
And I lived with my cousins, so I had to live with another family for all that time.
Yeah.
And I was going to school that day, and I knew we had an art project to do, and I came to school and I was 7. And the teacher said, well, we'll be doing that in the afternoon. And I said, no, I have to do it this morning. And I was very insistent, which is very unusual for me. I was a very shy and quiet kid, but I was very insistent, I need to do it this morning. Yeah. And it's like, no, we're doing it this afternoon. And it's like, okay. So then I go home for lunch. Lo and behold, my mom's there and is going to take me with her.
Wow, that's amazing. You sensed it.
I just sensed that something was going to change in the afternoon, and I didn't know what it was.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You really had this cognizance about things that were going to happen. You felt it.
Yeah, and I think I always just asked a lot of questions, and whatever the status quo wasn't good enough. And even as a teenager, I was reading Carlos Castaneda, working on astral travel, whatever I could find my hands on to kind of learn about, and anything that was kind of considered woo-woo or alternative.
Yeah, Okay, well, thank you for sharing this about your childhood. That was quite exciting, I would say. It's a good start. But then you have some other dark days that came into your life. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so very similar. I was 44 and I kept getting information, and it was like, something big in your life is going to change. And something would happen, and I would be speaking to myself, it seemed like, and it was like, no, it's not big enough. It's going to be bigger than that. And I went on like this for 6 months, and I didn't really recognize it as speaking to my spirit, but that's what it really was once I realized in retrospect. And then I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Yeah. And it's like, oh, this is it. Yeah. And this was a turning point in my life, and it was like, I could see my life and how I kind of went along this kind of route, and I would be following my spirit, then I'd kind of go off course and I'd come back. And this was a real wake-up call. It's like, are you going to listen to your spirit or not?
Yeah.
And so I had to take the time to actually do the inner work and go in and say, yes, I'm willing to do it now.
Yeah.
And I spent basically 6 months on this couch.
Oh,
with with basically no outside influences. I often would just be in silence, no TV, no radio, nothing. And I just spent time with myself and reconnecting with my spirit.
Yeah.
And seeing how I had been saved so many times in my past, where I thought spirit had abandoned me, and it really was there all the time.
Yeah.
So I began to kind of uncover the layers of the onion and really do that and see how we're given the opportunities, and if we're not listening to our spirit, the last place it talks to us in our physical body.
Yeah.
So from there it was like, yes, you have a message to bring to people, you need to help them heal so they don't get to that crisis point.
Yeah.
So that's really what my focus is to help people, whether or not they've had any trauma in their life. It's really about reconnecting with ourselves and knowing that we have that information and that knowledge for ourselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you've done a great job, a lot of inner work, and we can tell. And do you mind if we share your age?
No, that's okay.
How old are you, Robyn?
60.
Right, and you don't look at all 60. And this is the thing that also I want to share with our audience, is that I just realized they don't see me really well. Another thing that I want to share with the audience is that like the way we are seen as to grow old in this society is really it's not healthy, let's face it. And I have lots of examples of women, and you're one of them, that are radiant and glowing. And I know you're taking care of yourself, and you're going to share a few tips with us. But I think the main thing that really transpires, because it's not just how you look, it's the energy you give out, right? It's not just glowing, like having a nice skin, but it's the inner glow as well. And I think that's one of the things as well that attracted me to doing one of the course with you. And so I did something. You're a trainer in the Academy in Power.
Training in Power.
Training in Power. And I did level 1 with you. And do you want to tell us a little bit about it before I speak about my experience?
Sure. It's a 4-week course, and we actually raise your vibration over that 4 weeks, and it helps you to get a different perspective of your life.
Yeah.
And we help to bring those unconscious patterns forward so we can actually address them and look at them. And it's really about taking care of ourselves first.
Yeah.
And the analogy we talk about is the oxygen mask, right? If we don't take care of ourselves first, how do you help your child or anyone else?
Yeah.
So it's really about that inner knowing and going in and learning to guide yourself and find those answers for yourself.
Yeah, and that's a very important message for women, because we do tend to take care of others before we do ourselves. It's just like some kind of, seems to be in our biology somehow. So I think it's high time that especially women would take care of themselves in that way, for sure. But before I give some details about my own experience in that training, you wanted to share just a few little tips about what you do to take care of your body, or having this amazing skin.
Yeah, I'm sure genetics does help, but there are things that we can do to help ourselves. And it's sort of like just like we were talking about the analogy of looking on the external, it's the same with our physical body. Yeah. It's about doing the internal work, and part of that is simple hydration. Yeah. And I'm sure you've heard it from many different people in many different ways. It's very true, because we are full of water, and that's what hydrates our skin. Yeah. I'm sure if you've been out and had a few drinks the night before, and you've had lots of caffeine, your skin shows it. Yeah. And that's the number one most important thing I could say, is really hydrate, have good clean water. And if you do have caffeine, the rule of thumb is 3 glasses of water to 1 cup of caffeine. Yeah. And if you can cut it down to even 1 and just go with herbal teas. If we want that warmth and that kind of nice, warm, relaxing kind of drink, there's beautiful herbal teas, and you can get lots of things without the caffeine. We're so blessed to have so many options now.
Yes, yes. And there are even some alternative to coffee that nearly taste like coffee for those who are really addicted to it. But yeah, as you say, as long as you drink that many glasses of water with it, then it's okay to carry on, but make sure you hydrate yourself even more, for sure.
And only having coffee in the morning, I can't stress that enough, because people don't understand how much the caffeine does affect their sleep. And unfortunately, we can't make up for lost sleep.
No.
We think that we can, and we can't. And some of the studies are very clear. You know, with a certain amount of sleep, we can be as bad as someone who's a drunk driver.
Wow.
Because we just don't have the capacity for the reflexes and everything else.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's hard for people with shift work and that kind of work where they're constantly changing and they're not getting the type of sleep they need as well.
Yeah.
Because we need that deeper REM sleep as well.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, whatever you can do to help you with your sleep, you know, whether you need blackout curtains with the light, because we lose melatonin as we age, and rather taking supplements, help your environment.
Absolutely.
You know, cut down the sound, don't have your electronics in the bedroom, all of those things. There's a lot of things that you can do to help with your sleep. And consistency is key too. So many people stay up till 2 in the morning on the weekend, then they expect to get back to bed and be up at 5:30 during the week.
Absolutely.
And our body just doesn't adjust that quickly.
No, maybe when you're in your 20s and that's still starting to abuse your body, so it's still not the best.
Yeah. And even for women, as we age and with the hormonal shifts, it's like we need to find ways to kind of work with that.
Yeah.
And the more we can do that and have that consistency, it's going to help.
Absolutely.
And any type of meditation, I mean,
I was just about to say, how about meditation?
I'm certainly partial to what I teach.
Yes.
It's an active style.
Yeah.
And if you can't find something like that, maybe in your area at this point in time, there are other ways you can do it. Like, for example, going for a walk at lunch and just connecting with nature, getting out and having some fresh air, seeing some trees and flowers. It's a walking meditation. You don't need to plug into what's out there. You can just go inward, and there's lots of different ways, or you can just call upon that higher power, whatever it is for you, or just bring in the sunlight and stop and just feel the sunlight on your skin. You're getting your vitamin D as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which in North America, we don't get necessarily all that we need throughout the year.
Yeah.
So there's different ways to do that. Sometimes there's different apps you can put on your phone if you need something external to get that stimulus going.
Yeah.
And just, I find a lot of people connect to animals. So if there's an animal, like in the area I live in here, we have a lot of rabbits that are
I saw them. Yes.
So you can connect with that gentleness and that kind of fluffy fun of the rabbit.
Yeah.
And when our heart connects to that, we can kind of go into that place of peace and relaxation. So the relaxation and the meditation piece are really good keys as well.
Yeah. And I personally want to share my experience of doing level 1, because there's many levels in this training, but I started with level 1 like everybody else. And I have to say that, well, there are a lot of pieces that I want to share, but the main one, I would say that doing the training and the meditation and what you call the light system, reconnecting to the universe and reconnecting to the earth, has allowed me to find something that I never thought I would experience. It's inner peace. And I don't know many people who actually can experience this. And I'm not saying that I experience it all the time, but I know that during the training I was able to access this probably for the first time as far as I can remember, and I'm forever grateful for this, because it's a piece that I had, I didn't even know it could exist. It was such a nice feel of like, and one of the things I loved in the training is you have this analogy of the world and the chaos being like this washing machine. I love this, and I share this with a lot of people. I say, well, when you are confronted with a situation that seems to involve a lot of drama, think of it as a washing machine. And would you rather be inside the washing machine with all the the tumbles and all the clothes that's being in the drama, or would you rather be outside and as an observer and keeping your quiet, looking at the things churning around, but you're not in it? And that was super helpful. It was one of those little moments, and there's lots of moments in the training where that happens, when you actually get clarity about things you're struggling with. So that was immense for me. And I would say also what's important, because I think women also, we have a lot of we are known to be a bit more intuitive than men. Somehow it must be in the biology, something like this. But I think we tend to maybe put it aside. And I do believe that every single woman has that inner power, and men too. But I think we might be more in tune as women. And what this training does, it really helps to reconnect to something that maybe you had, for me, I had thought and actually experienced it when I was younger, but it was kind of reconnecting to it and rediscovering and relearning to trust that part in myself. So for many reasons it has, it does change your life, I have to say. So I'm very grateful for this training, and I can't wait to do level 2.
Great, I'm so glad it was useful for you, and
Yes.
you found what you needed. And it's true, it's like, and with that shift in vibration, like you're talking about specific things that you're doing in the class, and with that vibrational shift, it just creates that space for you to do it. So that's what's really different about having an active style of meditation like this, rather than some of the other systems that are a mantra or something different where you're doing that. Not that it's not helpful. All types of meditation are helpful, and there's lots of studies that show that. I think that this one helps that ability to do it in a faster way.
Yes.
And then it's kind of I like efficiency, and when you deal with the physics of the energy, and it works, then it just is very powerful, because everyone can do it then. It's not just me being able to do it, it's the ability for you and everyone else, and it's bringing that knowledge forward from within.
Yeah, totally. And one of the things that we do in every session is we do have meditations. And I have to say, I'm not a fan of meditation, but this, as you say, this type of meditation is you're really active, you're not passive. And it's as you say, what's powerful about it. And one of the things that also I appreciated from the course, it just reminded me, is that we also learn to create protection, like shields of protection for ourselves. And that has been the most powerful for me, how I could go into situations and places, and even public transport, where I don't sometimes want to take on other people's, rage or whatever, knowing that I'm protected, that I can myself consciously create that shield of protection with my own energy. That is also huge, and it does change, as you say, your environment, because by having a different type of vibration, we then attract different type of situation and people around us. So it really changes your life.
Yeah, and that's what drew me to it, because I had finished dealing with the breast cancer treatment, and it was, how do I go back into the workplace around all these stressed out people? And I could not fathom that I would ever be able to go back to work. And after the first week with the first shield, it was like I could be around people again, and it was a lifesaver for me. Yeah, totally. And I can testify, it really changes everything. And so Robyn has a treat for us, because she has agreed to, I think you designed that meditation. Yes, you're Miss Joy.
Yes.
So I wanted to write something that would be around joy for you.
I'm so honored, and that is my favorite subject. So thank you so much. Would you like to share this now?
Sure.
With us? Okay, so guys, let's get ready for our meditation. Do we have to take a few deep breaths maybe before we start?
Well, first I'd like you to close your eyes,
Okay.
if it's safe to do so. Certainly if you're listening to this in your car, please don't do that. I want you to be safe. So take a deep breath, breathing down into your belly, and let it go. Again, breathing deep into your belly. Feel your belly move with the air, and your body feeling the joy of connection. And let it go gently. Feel your body against the surface where you are sitting, laying, or standing. Feel that connection. Notice how connecting to what is around you makes you feel safe. You are present in this moment now. Now feel your heart beating Notice that deeper connection to your heart connects you to your spirit and inner knowledge. Know how wise and loved you are from the universe. And within yourself, know how this is true. Know that you have always been love, and you are love. Know that anything that is not of love is false. Know that you have the inner strength and knowledge, that you can reject and say no to anything that is not of love. Now, in this place of connection, reach from your heart and mind to the love of the universe. Know the knowledge and strength is there for you whenever you need. From this place of connection, open your crown chakra and bring that love and knowledge even deeper within. Know and feel the ease of this connection, all the time feeling your connection to the here and now. And whenever you feel yourself slipping away, feel your body against the surface where you are now, holding the intention for clarity and ease. Open your heart and ask that universal knowledge what you need to know to bring more joy into your life. Maybe it is letting go of something that no longer serves you. As you grow, that transition allows a letting go with ease. Maybe it's bringing a new practice into your life. Maybe it is knowing that you are enough and worthy and able to receive and express that joy within. Whatever it is for you, allow the love and knowledge to be received with ease. See and feel the new you with that expression of the new joy in your life. And see what is around you. Do you have new connections and friends? What is life like? Is there a new ease? Is there a new job? What personal strengths do you notice that you have tapped into that has allowed you to flow with love and joy? Know that this information is there for you in every moment of every day. All you need to do is go within and reconnect to your body, mind, and spirit. Know that you can continue this work anytime you wish. Feeling relaxed and successful, feel your body in the here and now. Know what you know. Gently allowing your eyes to open, filling your heart to overflowing with love, and feeling ready to take on your day. Remembering to be grateful for taking this time for yourself today and committing to practice this newfound joy in your life.
That feels so good, so relaxing and refreshing.
Great.
Yeah, and that will be perfect for the morning, waking up and just going into this. And you are very blessed because now you can have this recording with you and you can actually listen to this every morning if you want to. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
You're so welcome.
So yes, I can only recommend this training in power. And I would like also you to tell us a little bit. You have a program that you've designed to help women with trauma. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yes, it's just in the finalization at this point.
Yes.
So there's two things. The first one is a bit of a simpler program, in the sense it'll be an online program only.
Yeah.
And that's for women who have finished the treatment for breast cancer.
Yeah.
Certainly they can use it for other things. It's about when we finish treatment, we're kind of left to our own devices after that.
Yeah.
As we're going through this process, there's doctors and nurses and supports and people all around us.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah.
what happened? Where is everybody? And so everyone expects us to be back how like we were before. And they want that, right? It's not from a place of bad intention. It's just that it makes them feel safer.
Yeah.
Because they feel vulnerable because of what you've gone through.
Yeah.
So it's like coming back into work or being around people. They expect you to be back like you were, and you're not.
Yeah.
So the way we talk about it is the new normal. And it's like, that's how I was before, and now I have this different way of being. I'm not 100%. I don't know if I'm going to be 100%. I don't know what the future holds. I have concerns, and I'm not really sure what I can do about certain things. I mean, healthcare can be different.
Yeah.
Depending on your work. Maybe for myself, I went back to work, and thankfully we had a return to work program because I couldn't remember my job.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that I couldn't remember my job. And so it was very stressful to think, how am I ever going to do my job again? And it did come back. It took time though.
Right.
So what I want to do is have some modules for people to kind of look at, this is how I was before, this is now, and some ways that they can help nurture and take care of themselves and walk through that transition. So that's the standalone. And the other one I'm working on is combining the psychology background that I have and some of the tools there with the energy systems, and coming up with some modules where people can work on it on their own, have some tools and techniques, and then come together in a group coaching program where we talk about that, and I can work with people one-on-one and help them where they're stuck with the different blocks. Because as we move through, it's hard to see our own stuff because we're in it.
Yes.
And so to have someone who has been through it and who have a different perspective and maybe ask some questions or help some energetic blocks, then it's a faster way to move through it. And it's really about helping to normalize and look at where we've been and where we're going, and kind of taking that story apart. So for example, with sexual abuse, a lot of us take on the shame and the blame of that from the perpetrator, because that was their feeling. And as little ones who were being impressed upon with nothing and nowhere they could go, we took that on for them and made them feel better, didn't make us feel better.
Yeah.
So we need to acknowledge that and say, is this really true? And see that it really wasn't us, and really understand that in a deep way so that we can release that feeling and that emotion and that bond to that. It's like it gets really stuck on us, and it's like a way to take that story apart and see and say, okay, that did happen, and now I have a choice, right? Because when we have that shame and blame around us especially, it's like you see the whole world that way. And people's intentions aren't necessarily bad, but we have a hard time finding that trust again for ourselves and trusting the external world. So it's a way to reconnect with that trust in a different way.
Well, I think that will be very useful, because there's a lot of women who are being affected, and surely there is not enough place where they can get support. So thank you so much for them already to create this kind of program and support. I just have a question for you. When you said that the second part of the program would be a gathering of women, are you talking a gathering like on a webinar, or are you talking live?
At this point in time, it would be online.
Okay.
So that way people could access it from wherever they are.
Wherever.
In the future, I'd like to be able to have a celebration at the end where people can come together. So that'll be a bit further down the road.
Yeah, but that's a great idea. Yeah, it's a brilliant
I think it's
idea.
so important that we have to celebrate all the way along.
Yeah, celebrate even the tiniest success in life in general is a good idea.
Well, it helps with our neural pathways, right? Because if we have these ways of being and we get kind of rutted, and it's like we have to bring in the new ones, and that's part of it, because when we feel it in our body, we know it's like celebration. Wow, it makes our body come alive. And we can just feel the difference. So the
Yeah.
more we do that for ourselves, the more we can get into that place for ourselves.
Absolutely, and that brings in also some joy into the cells.
Exactly.
So any opportunity to do that is good and welcome. Well, thank you. That sounds like a great program. So with all the great things you have to offer, I just want to also tell people that you are also offering one-on-one healing session. You are gifted at reading people and at offering healing. This is not something that we had discussed to talk about, but I personally think that it's something that would be immensely useful for people to know, because you can also do... Can you do this online?
Yes, I could do a Skype call or...
Exactly. So this would be available for anybody in the world. And I think you should share that gift also.
Well,
so
thank you.
how does it work with... What do you actually mean by a reading, and what do you actually mean by a healing session?
So basically, the course that I teach with the level 1, we do teach all the students a level 1 healing.
Yeah.
So I do a similar type of healing, so it's an energetic healing, so you don't have to be present in the room. And as far as the reading, what I do is look at your energy, do the healing, and then it's more of a discussion.
Right.
And so we'll talk about things that I'm picking up.
Right.
And then we talk about that, because I don't believe that everything is set in stone.
No.
Because one of the things that I teach is free will.
Yeah.
So if I believe that, I can't tell you exactly how your life is going to be, but what I can do is talk about what I see for you.
Yeah.
And some of the influences and different things. So helping you, seeing where maybe you're stuck with a decision.
Yeah.
And talk about what I see and the different aspects of that.
And the potentials.
Potential. So these are some of the options. I could see you maybe doing this, and here's some other options. And then just bringing in some practical ideas. Yeah. So it's not like some psychics who just say, okay, this, and this.
Yeah.
It's more of a discussion about, again, that holistic approach.
Yeah.
So it might be something I'm seeing in your physicality, it may be something in the emotional, the spiritual, the mental, all of that, right? Because it all plays together, and that's what full wellness and health is when we bring in all those aspects of ourselves and bring ourselves to a holistic place where they all work together and all speak together. Yeah. Because that's often what happens, and that's what happened for me. I wasn't listening to the spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's what my goal is, to help you to access all of that.
And the gift with this as well is that one of the things we learn in the training is that before a disease or some kind of illness actually manifests in the physical body,
it's in the energetics.
Yes. So if you can have the help of Robyn, who's going to tell you in advance, be careful with this area, maybe there's a little bit of concern around here, then you might even be able to prevent any kind of like future and possible diseases. Yeah,
so and I think it's important to remember that it's a two-way situation. So it's me giving you information, and then it's you as the recipient to act upon that.
Absolutely.
Because nothing will change if you don't take action on things. Yeah. So I just think that people sometimes will come in, it's like, okay, heal me, and that's all well and good, but as the recipient, there's a part of action on your part too. So it's very much a collaboration and working together.
And as a teacher, I can say it's true, because you always, it's 50% is the teacher, 50% is the students. It's a collaboration, and the same with healing. You can only heal yourself anyway, so you're like the catalyst, and I get that.
And helping bring that forward, and so that you can then address it. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Robyn. How would people get in touch with you?
I do have a website, and that's robynmctague.com, and that's ROBYN MCTAGUE.
I'm going to put it on the screen.
Yes, it's a hard one for people to spell. And I do have an email, masterholistichealer@gmail.com.
Okay, and we'll put it on the screen as well. Well, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for taking out of your precious time for us. And I wish you all the best for your healing journey, for healing yourself and others now, because it's your new mission. And beautiful ladies, hopefully this has been useful for you and you will enjoy this meditation every morning. And do not hesitate to contact Robyn for any issue. She's really talented and very helpful. I myself am going to carry on training with her. And for now, have a lovely and beautiful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Namaste.
much. And to your audience, thank you for listening.
Thank you. Okay.